this lesson, we're going to be finding ways of how to find fulfillment in your work. Can it be done? Yes, I certainly think so. Have we seen an increase in this during the pandemic? Absolutely. I remember when the pandemic first started, things were shutting down. I was wondering, why am I doing the things that I'm doing? If life is so short, seemingly the world is at a point of, well, there was a great danger. What am I doing with my time? How am I finding fulfillment in my time just beyond working? And so that was a great awakening for me, and one that's continued to fuel me in wanting to find fulfillment in my work. This question a philosopher, Alan Watts, loves to ask is, what would you do if money was no object? Yes, money is an object and we have to consider, but I'm just inviting you. What if you were to think about what if money wasn't an object? It's amazing when you start with that passion, how the money can follow in turn. So start with the passion, the money will follow. So take a look at some things in terms of fulfillment in your work. More and more workers are switching sectors and often seeking careers that offer greater purpose, greater connection, and similar values. Let's take a look at this article that gives some examples of people making this shift. So this one here is by BBC, why people are industry hopping. So I won't go through the full article, but seeing here, Marcin, 33, knew he needed a dramatic career shakeup. This New Jersey-based auditor had grown tired of a desk job in which his greatest interactions were over email, and his main day-to-day function was to serve a corporation's bottom line. So all about that profit. He says, I was doing the same repetitive work every day, sifting through massive amounts of data. It felt meaningless, and I didn't like my coworkers. The final straw, says Marcin Holiday, I completely sired my time away, anticipating I had to go back to work in a few days. I was that unhappy. I wanted a job that carried a greater purpose than punching numbers into a spreadsheet for a few hours every day. I'll stop there, but you can look at the rest of the article on your own. But Marcin's story is one I I wonder if some of you can relate to. Have you lost fulfillment in a previous career? Have you never fully thought about it in a career? Myself, when I first came to Canada as an immigrant of a war-torn country, I didn't know any English. My teachers in grade 3 were so influential. In that moment, I really dreamt about becoming a teacher. So of course, I became an engineer. I went away from that sense. I was pressured into engineers make good money. It's a respectable engineer. It's a respectable career, excuse me. You're good with numbers. Go into that career. And I did. And it was after 10 years that I decided to go back into school and pursue my master's in business, excuse me. And there I found that fulfillment in work. Instead of serving the oil and gas and nuclear industry where I didn't find personal fulfillment, I started working with entrepreneurs, with people in the early stages of their career, exploring more meaning in their career, businesses looking for more for more purpose, how they can add value. Ultimately, I grouped all those things as entrepreneurs, people, and businesses seeking that humanity, seeking that heart, seeking that purpose, that meaning in the work that they do. Here's an interesting stat that McKinsey and Company published in July of 2022. They surveyed over 2,000 workers, and they said they found that 48% of workers quit their job during that period of 2 years around 2022 to move to a different sector. Half of the people went to find fulfillment in other sectors. That's a big shift. So how can you explore this idea within yourself? For this assignment, I'm going to invite you to list career paths that are of interest to you. I had that dream of being a teacher, but I forgot about it and I went on the path to be an engineer. Was there a career path that you dreamed about but never really followed through? Maybe it was something artistic. Maybe it was something in terms of helping people. What was it? Think about those career paths that are of interest to you. Ignore the money part for just a moment. Identify how you're tying your own values and mission to those careers and industry. So why do you care about them? So in my example about entrepreneurs, and I particularly want to help those people with barriers to, let's say, fulfillment in their careers, whether it's marginalized communities, whether it's refugees, immigrants, newcomers, other people with other disabilities. I'm really passionate about helping them find their meaning. And so the reason I am connected with them, because I myself was an immigrant and refugee in this country at one point, and our family coming here had to start from scratch. It's not an easy journey. So what could I do to make it a little bit simpler for the next person, should they find themselves in that unfortunate situation? Okay, you can pause the video and work on this assignment. When we come back, we'll finish up with the fourth and final lesson of this module.